Hi, welcome back to Mellow Rules TV, where the underground meets the playground. I'm Messina, Championship Bar, Nice Guy Booking. Well, that was a lot smoother than last time.
Yeah, you're really into it now.
Alright, let's go.
Karena Russo, Front Row for Life.
Matt Givens. Shoshannah from San Francisco.
Jeff from my own couch.
Nice.
All right.
Yep.
In the news, Fates Warning are entering the
Yes.
studio in April to begin recording their new studio album. It's first new album in 9 years.
I'm so
It's
excited.
a long time.
And the debut release for Inside Out Music. It's the band's 11th album. It's coming out in fall and will feature Jim Matheos alongside Ray Elder, Frank Oresti, Joey Vera, and Bobby Jarzombeck.
Jarzombeck?
Yeah. I got through that pretty well.
Miss
I think.
Joe Sunday?
Yes.
Did I pronounce most of the names right, you think?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
Close.
it sounded pretty good, yeah.
This is one of your better jobs, I would say.
Yeah. Should I break out the old Fates Warning story?
Yes.
Do you know the Fates Warning story?
No,
Fates
but yes,
You know it.
let's hear it.
When I was, when I moved to California in '86, and
I was 5.
okay, thank you for that.
Oh!
86?
Yep,
11.
thank you for that. Anybody else?
I don't need to say how old I was.
Anybody else?
I was the same age as you, pretty much.
Probably.
Anybody else? Well, I was 18 or 19 or something at the time. Anyway, I was 19. So I moved out there, and we took a residency in this place called the Park Motel. Right near the Park Motel was the Sportsman's Lodge, which was this really cool. It's still there. Me and Maria went on vacation a couple years ago. We actually stayed there because I had money then. I was actually able to stay there, but it was a really nice hotel. Not so nice anymore. It's kind of like this old school, but had a really big pool in it. So me and my friend Pete, who were living at the Park Motel, we used to walk over there every day and pretend we stayed there so we could go swimming. So while we were there, we would hit on chicks, and I thought, I'm in LA, and I had really long hair. I said I should pose as a fucking rock star. So me and Pete used to tell people we were in Fates Warning. True story, 'cause I thought, okay.
No
they're-
one's gonna know.
Right, they're popular enough that people have heard of them, but not popular enough that anybody knows what they look like. You know what I mean? So we were at the bar, we were like there hanging out one day, and we started talking to these chicks, and they were really hot, and they were digging what was happening. They're with this fucking dude, Cockblock Central, and he's like, oh, you're in Fates Warning? I work for Metal Blade. Were you at that Betsy bitch party? And I'm like, holy shit, this guy works for Metal Blade, and they're on Metal Blade. I'm like, oh. After that, we could no longer do Fates Warning. We moved on.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that's a true story, so that's my
Wow.
Fates Warning time.
That's a good story.
I used you to get laid. Fates Warning.
But it
Thank you
didn't
very much
happen,
for that.
And it worked.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it
Until
worked up
then.
to a point.
It worked until the cockblock guy came in and ruined the whole thing for us.
Stupid metal
Yeah.
blade cock blocker.
Fuck you, cockblock. Metal Blade guy.
That's a foul.
I'm sure you don't work there any longer because that was,
Bros before hoes.
But thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Ah.
Didn't get any children from it or anything or any diseases, but still, it's a story.
That's good.
Alright, cool.
Good stuff.
All right, so that's all I have.
So
for
that's
Fates
we have
Warning.
Fates Warning.
So,
No, I love the I'm actually more a fan of the older material, the John Arch material. I'm like I like Night on Brocken is my favorite Fates Warning album, which I think is their first album. But I love that's a great album if you ever listen to it. It reminds me of just like classic metal. But they got much more proggy as they went on.
yeah, they're definitely progressive.
Right, and I'm not
yeah.
really a big prog fan, so
So I'm a huge Fates Warning fan.
Okay.
I actually still listen to them
good.
regularly. I had no idea they were coming out with a new album until you sent this list. So I'm excited about that. Yeah.
So you like the newer material better?
Well, like No Exit is what I listen to religiously, and that's not, it's not new, it's from the 80s.
I'm trying to remember which.
It's from
We looked at the research.
Yeah, we
today.
just looked that up the other night.
88.
It might have been one of the albums.
John Arch, I think,
No
sang up to
Exit-
like.
Yeah, No Exit is from 1988.
Okay, then it must have been a John Arch
It
one.
might have been still John Arch. Now I wish I had my notes in front of me that we talked about. We should have wrote it down.
Yeah, because Jeff was educating me on Fates Warning because I just was like, power metal. That's all I knew. And I have to agree, I like the earlier stuff a lot better than the stuff that was released after the album with the first 3 albums with this John Arch.
Yeah, John
guy.
Arch. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
the
was more of a
stuff-
traditional metal singer.
Yeah,
like the old
I mean,
school
it's
metal
still-
singer.
I don't know. What I
Right,
heard, it
it's
was
on
like more
it's
like
on-
Dream Theater.
Yeah,
that's the newer stuff.
That's the newer stuff.
And it made
Yeah.
me want to not listen to it.
What about you, Matt? You
I'm a very casual fan. Like I probably couldn't even name one song. so I don't really like.
They've kind of like been in the like they're very like popular band like kind of like but like they have like their niche like you love them and they have like that niche of fans. But they've always been in the background. Like they have a lot of cred. I mean, people appreciate
Yeah,
Fates
definitely
Warning.
a lot of credit.
I'm not saying anything against them. It's just like I'm not into the proggy thing. I like their first albums were really great traditional metal, and like that's what I like personally.
Yeah.
I like you, Jeff. You're
Why
a right
would-
guy.
Why wouldn't you?
What's not to like?
I am L Cool
I've
J.
seen them live.
Oh, when did you see them live?
Limelight. I guess it was probably early '90s in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good show?
It was good. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was sort of. For me, they were a huge influence, in the late '80s. When I was a teenager. So I was a little older, and it wasn't, when I was listening to them heavily, but it was a good show, and yeah, I started listening to them again a couple of years ago. But listening to I say old stuff, but I wasn't familiar with the stuff that you're familiar with.
Yeah, I actually wish
Ray
that,
was singing for them when I started listening to them. Yeah.
I wish actually Mike Gorham was here.
I know Mike.
Oh, you know Mike?
I know Mike, yeah.
Really?
Well, I mean, I haven't seen him in many, many years, but yeah. I know Mike.
Oh wow, because he's a huge
Without
Fates
Warning?
Warning. Yeah, wow.
I used to go to see
He's a good friend
Warning.
of mine. We went to high school together.
Oh, you'll have to tell him I said hello.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's a small
I used
world.
to
world.
go see
What can
Without
you
Warning
say?
at Bonnie's all the time.
Yeah, isn't Mike's
And,
an awesome singer.
Yeah.
He does the Metal Rules theme song.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
If you ever heard that song, that's Mike singing on there.
That's great. Yeah, I've got old
Maybe
pictures
you guys
of
been
him.
to a show like before together and never knew.
Never realized it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've known Mike.
happens.
I went to high school with him, so
Okay.
me and Mike have known each other for a really long time. You know, he's the new singer of Heir Apparent. Remember the band Heir Apparent?
No.
They were like they're like a Fates Warning type band,
Okay.
and they've been around. They were Metal Blade, and he just actually is the new singer now. Just recently got
he's
announced.
always had
Yeah,
a good voice.
amazing voice. Yeah, like he's one of those guys that like really this guy's not like humongous.
We
Yeah,
probably know a lot of the same people if you went to high school with him, or
Yeah,
at
who
least
else
from
do you know?
that. Well, the
this is good for
bands,
Fates Warning.
Name-
the bands that were around at that time when his band was around.
October.
October, I remember. I'm sure I probably have flyers from
Yeah.
that era.
You know Heavy Metal Rick?
I'm not sure who that is.
You know Ira? Ira Fleischer?
Yes.
You do?
This is a whole other segment, I
Otherwise
think.
known as Izzy, who changed his name to Izzy.
I know Ira.
Did you used to date him or something? Did you have that look on your face? Oh my God, you totally dated Ira. You totally
He
dated
used to
Ira.
come pick me up at school. I think he had
Holy
a
shit.
band.
Is he the one from the story earlier?
I dated him.
Yeah.
No,
Ah,
I
yeah.
definitely dated him.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I went to high
This
school
is
with
on
him too.
video too.
Yeah, I went to high school with him too.
Yeah.
Well,
So you
there you
didn't know Heavy
go.
Metal Rick that was in the
He
band with
used to
him?
come pick me. I don't. Rick, wait, what? Sapphire?
I can't remember his last name. He had long hair and he
Was
was
it
like
blonde?
goofy. He was like, oh. Like, he was a really nice guy, but he was just like, oh. He had the IQ of an acorn.
I'm pretty sure
Right.
that when I first met Ira, he was in a band called Sapphire. The singer was Rick. He had blonde hair. There was a guy
Yeah, blonde
named
curly hair,
Pat.
and he was
I
like,
think he was
oh.
the drummer. So yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because they were all Cherry Hill.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So you know,
Small world, right?
This is going to be like the Cherry Hill segment.
Yeah.
Hi, Ira.
Oh my God, yeah, he's not watching this. I actually saw. I went to a yard sale like about 4 years ago, and I'm at the thing. And he's like, "Dude, remember me? It's Ira." I'm like, "Whoa!" We were like, and then we went back and like,
That's
it was
so
weird.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used
Small
to come
world.
pick me up from high
Theo's
school.
farting again, by the way. You can smell it coming over here.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Fifi.
He's streaming and farting
We
at
used
I
to
have-
go to the Empire.
Look at him, he's
together.
totally
Yeah.
in the middle of a dream.
I have a good Ira story.
Oh,
I used to work with Ira at Mobile, at Barclay Mobile, Route
Okay.
70 and 295. And one night this girl really broke my heart.
Aww.
Beth Graham, if you're watching this.
You're a
right
total
now.
bitch.
And so I was really depressed, and he's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Oh," and he's like, let's go out and do something. So we went and saw Lost Boys together when it came out,
Oh, okay.
and it totally cheered me up. And he's like, "Are you all right now, buddy?"
Nice.
Yeah,
That's a nice story.
that's an Irish story,
Yeah.
and that's what we have on Fates Warning.
But
We talked about them, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And they
so-
brought up this lovely story
Yeah.
of connection and community.
it's about
White
connections.
Rock. White Rock.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember them?
Yeah.
Vigilante,
Yep.
Deadly Blessing,
Oh, of course. Skeet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Skeet's been here.
and Larry Betson when he sang for them too. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are you still taping?
Oh, are you?
You know Reggie Wu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I know who he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heaven's Edge.
I don't know any of these people.
I knew George. You know. Yeah. There's a lot of
That's fun.